Happy Saturday. I'm gonna share my game plan for muscle loss today. And I'm inspired. Actually, I am. My buddy's been doing some videos and he's been talking about some things, and he trained me for a long time. He's a great trainer. And I sat down, I thought about calorie deficit. I thought about all these different things that I've been able to compile over the years to bring me to the end result of success when it comes to weight loss. But as I've spoke about in other videos, I hit a plateau, and I know it's because of this issue of muscle. Sorry about the camera shaking around. The roads over here are terrible. Yeah, they really need to get on this. I mean, man, taxpayer money, can't even drive on roads that won't tear your car up. Okay, so this is the deal, and I suggest you use this because a portion of this deal, actually a very large portion of this plan, I used to cut 40 pounds back in 2000. The latter portion, the latter quarter of 2012 and the beginning of 2013, I was able to cut pretty easily. Not easily in a sense of how much work that I was doing, but as far as like the diet was concerned, the diet was amazingly easy. But I'm putting a twist on it now, so I'm going to explain what I'm doing now. And what that is now stay with me. 5 apples a day. 5 apples a day usually ends up being around 1,000 grams of apples. Okay, so you got to follow me. 1,000 grams of apples broken up into 200-gram chunks. I don't eat after 6. So a lot of the time 5, but usually 6 I'll have my last meal. So between 6 and 8 a.m. I don't eat anything. I work out in the mornings on an empty stomach. So 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 a.m., I will consume the apples, the 1,000 grams of apples. That's only 521 calories according to a caloriecounter.com, which is the website that I've told people to use for calorie counting, because it's free. So the rest of the day, I do 2,000 calories. So the rest of the day after 12, between 12 and 6, I still have the ability of consuming roughly 1,500 calories and still make my deficit. I usually burn, even on non-workout days, close to 3,000 calories because I'm a pretty active person. So, you know, that translates over into my, the calorie deficit, and it really helps me. So this is what I'm looking at, okay? No junk food, all fruits, vegetables, starting out the day with the apples because they have what we call pyruvate. You can look that up. I'm not going to go into the details of pyruvate, but you can look up pyruvate and find a pretty vast amount of information on pyruvate. Look it up. Man, the sun looks beautiful this morning. So check this out. Sacrifice, okay? Is it easy to consume all liquids? No, but apples for the most part are very filling, and when you're having 200 grams per hour, it's pretty tough to be hungry every hour unless you're just working out like crazy. And some mornings I do. And what I do is I just back it with the water, man. I drink the water like crazy. You know, purify water. If I could afford the alkaline water, I'd be drinking that. But that's what I'm gonna do. And then I'm gonna have that 1,500 calories between 12 and 6 p.m. I'm gonna start posting some progression pictures. I haven't been having much progression, so there hasn't been one or a reason to do any pictures lately, because I just been like in a maintenance phase lately. But now I'm gonna start trying to cut and get this muscle off. So that's the deal. So this is what you can do. This is the nugget. Okay, I think the diet's the nugget, but this is the nugget. 35 apples a week, 5 apples a day, 4.3 times 5 apples, or 4.3 times 35 apples, that's 150.5 apples per month. So I'm just gonna buy those bad boys in bulk. The farmers market's getting ready to open up close to my house. Right now it's in the U district, but it's getting ready to be weekly at Lake City, because I live in the north end of Seattle. So I'm gonna giddy up down there and purchase probably half of those apples every other week. And so, you know, you're looking at 170 or 76 apples every couple weeks. That's gonna save me a lot of money for food. So that's the nugget. Yo, people talk about, oh, well, it costs so much money. No, it doesn't cost so much money to eat healthy. That's crap. You have to know where to buy the stuff, and you actually have to be committed. If you want to have these luxury, out of control, highly tropical, highly differential meals for every meal, absolutely, it's going to cost you a lot of money unless you're buying this stuff in extreme amounts of bulk. But even then, it gets pretty expensive. But if you're willing to stick to the basics the majority of your day, and then have the more like boutique, you know, or chef level tropical fruit salads and different things like that, like I like to eat, or the very, you know, like in-depth, you know, all vegetable, all natural, non-carbohydrate burritos and tacos that I like to make with the cabbage for the tortilla, those get expensive. But if you're just having those like once a day, and then you're having like maybe apples and mangoes throughout the day, or watermelons in season right now, you can get through a very big portion of the day, filling your gut up. My gut's that size, fist size, with 200 grams per hour. You're gonna stay full. We gotta get our minds out of this commitment to eating processed junk. Those are cravings. You don't need that stuff. You need to train your body to rely on phytonutrients for your nutrition and for its nutrients. Okay, so I dropped it there. If anybody wants to know more about the in-depths of the hours of 12 to 6, I can answer those questions if you want to comment below or message me. I have no problem with that. But between 12 and 6, I'm gonna have a, you know, like I'm staying away from nuts, because nuts have too much fat in them. If I'm gonna have fat, I'm usually gonna try and get avocados in a couple times a week. You don't need those fats every day. A couple times a week, 3 times a week is fine for me. I'm gonna be having beans, potatoes, baked. I buy the Ann's ketchup, or I just make my own ketchup, because I like to stay away from the stuff that has high fructose corn syrup in it. But you know, and my vegetables and my fruits, any vegetable fruit you can think of. I like doing cantaloupe. I'll do the cantaloupe a lot of the time because it's more filling. Between 12 and 6, I'll just chop up 2 cantaloupes. I'll juice half, take the remnants of that, slap it in to my blender with some oranges. I'll have like a big smoothie with that. Eat the other half in chunks. You know, just throwing out some of the things that I do, man. You know, I honestly feel like this stuff is gold. Some people may not be as committed as I am, but you know, I've had stupid results when it comes to losing weight. So if you don't want to listen to me, that's fine, you know. But I got pictures of me extremely heavy when I was younger, and I've made some transformations. And I'm not saying that to boast or anything like that. I'm saying that because I can help people. I can help people figure out this stuff because I've done it. and I have wisdom through trial and error and a lot of letdowns, a lot of mistakes over the years. But I feel like this goal that I have now, I feel like I can conquer it, and yeah, I feel very, very confident. Happy Saturday.